Joke.
We laugh.
Ah.
Try that in a small town.
Yeah.
God damn it! Who the fuck set this motherfucker up?
I don't know. It looks tall as fuck.
I bet that was loud. Damn, dude.
You doing all right over there?
No, I'm struggling. Okay, I'm good.
Technical difficulty.
Okay. Damn, I'm gonna stab your ass with this thing.
It's okay. It's not the first time.
That you've been stabbed
I've been stabbed before.
by dick.
I'm just kidding.
Right in the ass.
We had to make
I
sure.
got raped.
I got raped.
Trigger warning.
By Hoosier Tire. That
Yeah.
gun.
Who's your daddy?
Yeah, I've spent a lot. I spent a lot of money.
I've been putting it off.
Then
you can
later
see.
I was regretting it.
Jesse,
but
how
not regretting it.
are the MHs hooking up over there, or holding up over there?
A lot of guys
They're
don't like
about-
the M&H's fronts.
2:30 seconds left. 1:32.
They're pretty gone.
Yeah.
But I will say,
They sell a slick too, don't they?
oh yeah. I will say, them M&H bias fronts have been. I mean, I'm testament on that thing. I've driven hundreds of highway miles on them things. I mean, I've hogged on them fuckers. They held up really well. Really, really well. And street driving wise, I can't even tell there's a skinny up front. Like, it's never felt weird in any shape or fashion. It feels like a normal tire. Like, I have a front. Like, I've heard some things where people act like, say everything drives weird and they drive weird and stuff. Not on that. Never. So they've been like having skinnies up front. They've been great. That drive straight as a fucking arrow. It's never wiggled
We're
around.
gonna give them a
or
shot.
nothing.
I used to have some biplasts on mine, but
They're great. I'm gonna order those same fucking tires again. Same ones.
Fucking do it.
we're gonna try the
shit.
Hoosiers out.
Yeah.
They're a lot lighter too.
They are.
Way lighter than
What?
those than an actual tire.
Oh, then a radial tire. Yeah.
And they're like $120 cheaper
Yeah.
for 18s anyway. I had
Yeah.
to run 18s. But
Yeah. I love them. They've worked out really, really well for me.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone run the MH slicks though on the street or.
I've only seen one person run it. Run.
I think I had a drag radial back in the day, but it looked just like a Nitto.
Yeah.
But
I've always just done Mickey's, but actually, I've only ever had Mickey's. I've never actually ran Hoosiers yet. I've
I had
either
some
had
Goodyears on
radials
her.
or slicks, Mickey slicks.
I have to run radials because the truck's heavy,
yeah,
especially on the front end.
yeah, yeah.
That
She
thing
thick.
ain't. That thing ain't heavy.
Oh, she thick.
Still a full frame truck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's full
That core
size.
support, it's like
Leaf spring life.
that core support's like I don't know, 120 pounds.
Really?
Yeah, it's heavy as fuck.
So if you took that out, what's the alternative? Just some kind of like tube
yeah.
setup.
There's no company that makes them yet. OBS guys have a bunch of them.
Yeah,
Ron Rhodes
that's
has them.
surprising. Someone doesn't make a front end for that.
Got to make one. You can do it.
Maybe.
Oh, wait.
I
I mean,
believe.
maybe.
It'd probably look like a kid with Legos, but
Oh, whatever. You're pretty OCD. It'd probably look fucking good.
yeah, I'm really OCD.
It'd look
It's kinda
really.
sad sometimes.
It'd look really good. I bet.
Yeah.
Is yours motor plated?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I talked to Marty Chance today. He's like, "You have a motor plate?" Nope. Still running poly mounts.
Let's get into that. So, hold on. Let's recap. You went out and made some test hits, right?
Yeah, we made 4 test hits on the car. Honestly, it runs really good. Just having issues building boost quickly
Yeah.
and getting up in RPM,
Getting on the chip.
getting on the chip. So we ended up talking to Marty Chance and get a new converter coming, get a bolt together converter, and try to see if we can actually make some actual passes with some full boost.
Hell yeah.
A couple other things we got to do, but
That's going to make a huge fucking difference. I mean, having something
well, I mean, we
spec
knew we
to
were
your-
going to have to
Right.
do this, but
Right.
maybe
I'm
not
glad
to
you're
this
doing it.
extreme, but
I'm glad you're doing it because I think you're once you figured out that it was kind of rough, you're just pissing in the wind. I mean, because
Well, yeah, all the data's
I mean, you spent 2 months testing, and then you're still like, I need a converter. I mean, you're going to start back from square zero once you get square one or whatever you want to call it.
One reason, they're in fucking Wichita, and I'm gonna have a converter here in a couple days. And
I didn't know they were in Wichita.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty easy. I'm gonna have it, and probably maybe make some hits this weekend if I get it put in.
Yeah, that's
But,
gonna be great. That's gonna be really good. I think you're.
Yeah, I know a couple guys I know run them. Neil Chances, and some guys said PTC, but
Neil Chances.
I
mean,
went
they're
Neil Chance
huge.
because he could get it here pretty quick, and they build a lot of the LS snow prep converters.
They build a lot of pro mod shit. They do
there's
everything.
a lot of proven stuff there, and they make them all in house, and I like that. So I like to support the local guys that support us. So
Yeah.
Dump valves would help out a lot too.
yeah, that's probably going to be this winter. I'll probably take it out, have the tranny gone through, and have dump valves added to it. And
Another tuning tool
yep,
in your.
Arsenal.
yeah, because we want to be competitive somewhat.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
that's a good idea. I mean, what we talked about earlier about going to the track versus on the street is, you can go with a little bit tighter converter and then use so that way. If you want to go to the track, you're good, and if you're on the street, you just utilize those dump valves and
yeah.
loosen it up or do whatever you need to do.
Yeah,
There's a
because
lot
we're
of different things you
definitely
can do.
way too tight
Have another stator.
when it comes to trying to launch it.
It was having a hard time getting up there.
Yeah.
But one thing you need to do, or somebody, I don't, whatever is, I asked is what the
How-
AFR is on
Yeah.
the trying to get up to the brake. Because if it's fat on that come up, it will seem like it's tighter than fuck. It will not want to get up on the chip if it's really
Yeah.
fat. Yeah. So it's just something you want to look at.
Yeah, you got to. I sent you the data log. You
you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on your email. You have to look.
Okay, I'll take a look at it and
But,
see what the AFR looks like. Because if it's
But I
just
mean, honestly,
pig fat down there, it'll.
really for testing, it went great. It's a good feeling to at least make some fast passes.
Mm-hmm.
For me, anyway, fast, but and actually be getting somewhere. And
They were
not-
A to B.
And at least it's boost wise, it's telling itself what to do. Like it's slowly, added 10 to the dome,
Yeah.
5 to the dome, and it's actually
Controlling.
it and not just doing whatever it wants.
Yeah.
So I think we ended up on 45 on the dome, and it made 26 pounds of boost.
Damn.
On 45 pounds on the dome. So
Sheesh. 26.
we're almost there.
Yeah.
Get-
Well, I'm going to
Get
tell
to
you this
35 or something. We'll be pretty close.
I'm going to tell you, yeah, definitely when you get this new converter, go back and
Turn it down.
turn it way down.
Yeah.
Because on
Well,
this
baby
new
steps.
converter,
It's all about baby steps.
26 pounds on this new converter could feel like, it could be a lot different
Yeah.
than on the old one if it was blowing through it or whatever. Because it could have been tight down low, and then up top it could be loose as shit, or there's all kinds of stuff on that. But it's nice that you got a bolt together. That way you can have a couple different stators.
I initially almost did that with FTI, but I honestly never thought I'd be right where I'm at with the car. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
Figured I'd always be nitrous, and then I really got tired of paying for nitrous and race gas and stuff. So
Yeah.
this is just a way easier. It's so much easier to go test.
It doesn't cost you an arm and a leg, and then
Yeah. Just put
and
fucking-
also E85 is cheaper than regular gas if you're getting it out of the pump or whatever. I mean, it's just like
Yeah, I think it was $3. It's up to $3, but the Casey's in Tongi was like E80. It was reading E85.
oh, you tested it?
Yeah, and but I was running E70.
Yeah.
But it's just so nice to be able to, even if I did buy a barrel or whatever, which I want to buy a barrel of E85, but it's just so much easier to just throw fuel in it and go. Fuck the computer, tune it, make sure you ain't got no leaks and stuff. But I don't have to worry about keeping my bottle at a certain temperature and pressure.
It's there.
And
Yeah.
you're ready to go.
And when you're just cruising.
For what I do,
Yeah.
I should have been turbo a long time ago.
Yeah.
You know, I don't-
Especially for your talents that you have in welding and pipe fitting
Yeah.
and shit like that. There was really no reason not to be, because you did it all yourself.
And we talked about making Dad's Nova nitrous because I have the stuff, but it's like, why?
I agree.
Let me get that stuff.
It's sitting there. I got 2 plates, 4150 plates.
Yeah, let me get that.
Let me get the other one. I want to put.
But
one
I
on
ended
that
up
one.
getting Dad. I bought a Holly high rise for his motor
That'd be dope.
with the Holly 102, like a 105 millimeter throttle body. So,
Those are nice. Those are nice little
well, I
intakes.
called him. I was like, "Are you willing to cut your hood?" He's like, "Hood and what?" I was like, "The Nova." He's like, "Why?" I was like, "Answer the question. You gonna cut your hood or not?" He's like, "Well, I got a bad." He's got an older hood, not the same color, but he's got one that's kind of a junk hood. And he's like, "Yeah, I got one I can cut." I was like, "Okay."
Is it just a factory hood on it?
Yeah, it's
He doesn't want to
straight-
put like a cowl on it or anything.
We'll eventually put a cowl, but we don't want to cut his like original hood.
Yeah.
But he has another hood that's not painted.
I
that's
put like a
junk.
nice Sunoco or bubble hood on it.
Yeah.
I love me a Sunoco hood.
But I think his car with like an 80, a billet 80 on it.
Yeah.
I think I probably should have went with the 80. But
I don't think so. I think you're letting people get
I
in
just
your
don't want to
fucking
run
head.
run out of steam up top. That's why we went with 88.
Yeah, I think you're letting people get in your head when they tell you that. An 88 on a 5.3 is just fucking fine. I mean, it's everybody runs it as long as you can get up on the once it's lit, it's lit.
Yeah,
like it's
that's
not.
the
There's
problem
no.
right now.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not lit.
laggy if you're just trying to like roll around and roll race people and hit it. It might be a little laggy, but once you're on the brake. Like once you put this new converter in and it'll get on the brake how it's supposed to be. You're never gonna say I wanted a smaller turbo ever again in your entire fucking life. I mean, there's guys out there with 98s and 106s and shit on a built 5.3. There's no reason to have an 80 because if you would have got an 80, you would have got gapped by somebody and you're like, okay, I need to get an 88. I guarantee it's the right turbo for the setup. I mean, there's people with way smaller, even smaller
honestly, right
motors
now,
with 88s.
even with the nitrous converter, I think if we could probably dial it in the fueling and stuff a little more. We probably could have got by and have been fast.
Probably.
But it wouldn't be. There's no point because we're just wasting time where we can spend less time and just actually put it needs a converter. It's just.
Yeah.
I think you're going to be
This is
very
the best time for
happy.
me to spend the money and get the car right.
It's I think it's one of the most important things to going fast is having the proper converter for your setup.
Yeah.
If you don't have the right converter, especially turbo cars, because getting it up on the brake or whatever, any car actually. I mean, whether you're NA, nitrous, turbo, whatever. If you don't have the right converter, the proper converter will.
Well, it's like when I was
everything.
nitrous, I'd enter some NA races and stuff, and it would run like dick.
Mm-hmm.
It would not. It just would.
You gotta have a spec for what you want to do.
It needed the spray.
Yeah.
And it's
Which
good.
is what you.
That's what it was built for.
Yeah, right.
It was built for fucking 300.
Because if you had it built for the motor, it would have blown through in it once
Yep.
you turn the spray on.
You just can't have it every way. You can't have it. You can't be NA. You can't be nitrous and race to NA and then want to.
The only way you can is like Jesse said, is getting dump valves. I mean, like dump valves, you can have it to where it's like very that it's another tool in your chest to be
Or
able
just
to
put a clutch in it.
Yeah.
Then you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
God,
Bang
I can't
gears.
wait. Oh, it's the best.
But then you're gonna bitch about getting beat by an automatic.
Yeah.
But if you only enter stick classes, and you can't really bitch about getting beat by an automatic.
Yeah. True that.
There's apparently some street race happening the 12th. I think Brady's car would be a good contender, but
what's the class?
it seems like it was like a 600 or 700 horse ish, street race, like no trailer type shit, and now it seems like it's went the other way.
Yeah. I only make 550, so we're good.
Yeah,
It's still got the BMW.
It's still got
motor in it.
it's still got the BMW turbo on it,
Yeah.
I mean,
Sometimes I question people, like when they're like, when they think it still has a BMW motor in. I'm like, have you heard this motherfucker?
I got asked if the truck still had a 5.3 or 6.0 in it.
Your truck?
Yeah.
It's like
If it
never,
still had?
Yeah.
it never had that.
You still got 5.3 or 6.0? What is that? 5.3 or 6.0? I'm like, small block Chevy?
Yeah. I could see somebody thinking it was LS swap because that's very typical.
It don't sound
but
like it though.
it sounds like a big block.
It
It
sounds
does.
like a bad bitch.
Yeah. That's facts.
It's tame.
Is it back together yet?
Yeah.
It was big whore. Everything is a whore on that truck.
Go! No.
No, so
What
I was
happened?
fighting oil leaks, right?
Oh, yeah.
So the front seal on the oil pan where it meets the timing cover was leaking.
Mm-hmm.
So I pulled the
little-
pan down, and I can't get the pan all the way out of the truck unless I pull the trans. Long story short, I had to pull the trans out, but I'll get to that in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So I popped the front seal out of it. I'm like, well, I didn't put any silicone on it, so I siliconed it, and I went to a smaller front seal. Because where it met the timing cover, the hoop, it was like dangling with the big, because the hoop was too big in the seal.
Mm-hmm.
So I put the shorter one on it, and I put it back together, and I started putting oil in it, and it immediately started leaking. I'm like, okay, well, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
So I drained the oil back out of it. In my oil pan, normally you can see all the bolts on the oil pan on the outside. With a Moroso pan, it's got a kick out on both sides. So you got to run nuts up through the pan into studs.
Yeah.
Well, I was fucking in a hurry or something, and I dropped a nut in the pan.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So I had to pull the trans back out of it, pull the flywheel off of it, and then I could sneak the pan out. So I'm like, all right, well, this is a good opportunity to fucking work on this
shit
thing.
that happened to me.
Dude, it's so dumb.
Oh, my God. Okay, keep going.
So I fucking cleaned all the old pan gaskets off the block and everything. Cleaned everything up really good. Put another seal on it. The first one I put on it, I had a new one. So I put the same one back on it.
Right.
And I used half a fucking tube of silicone on the front and the rear. I'm like, leak now, you bitch.
Yeah, that's the way I am. That's the way I am.
So I put it back up there, and there's a small, I don't know, like a puddle like this under it. But it was it's had oil in it for over a week now, just sitting. So I'm like, I'm not putting the trans back in it until I know it's not going to fucking leak.
Yeah.
So it's still dripping, but I don't know where it's coming from yet. I just looked at it today before I came over here, so yeah.
Really kicking the nuts, man.
That's
I
it.
fucking hate leaks.
Oh,
LSs
yeah.
are bad with the fucking roommate seal.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, they are, but I
don't mind it sweating oil, like, you know, you go run it hard and it'll
Yeah.
boop, boop,
Yeah.
and then that's it.
But not
But-
during the pass.
Yeah. That's my whole thing. So that's the only thing that's waiting on is
Well, I kept having my 400 puke after I make a pass. You park it cool down, it puke out, and just covers everything.
like out the vent or where?
Yeah, out the vent. I need to do a overflow.
Catch can or something.
Catch can on the vent, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Motion sells one. You pretty much fill. It's I guess that's I've read that they had a tech tip Tuesday on that, and they were saying that, you know, guys were asking, well, do you fill your transmission all the way up, or do you leave it a little low? But I
They're
guess
saying like overfill it.
you want to
right?
overfill it because you want it to always be full of transmission fluid, you know. And
well, it's the same principle as an overflow tank for a cooling system. You mount a catch can up high, and you still vent it out of the car or wherever. But when you mount a catch can high like that, it'll push the fluid to it, and then it'll run back down to the trains when you shut it
cools
off.
down, yeah.
Right.
So your cooling system's always full.
Right. So it's the same principle, and it works really well.
Yeah, so I need.
I didn't
need to
know
do
much
that.
about that until I saw.
Me
I
either.
watched that.
Me
I was
either. I
like,
watched it. I was like, that makes sense. That's why I'm puking fucking. I was like, I always go down there and I'm like,
I love fucking learning that.
motherfucker.
I love learning new shit like that. Like,
learn shit every day.
yeah. Oh my god.
Dude, I learned a lot.
Well, then, like, too, I was thinking about, like, do I add a scramble button in the car? And I was watching Devin Vanderhurst, you know,
Tech tip stuff.
his stuff, and he's like, honestly, he doesn't believe in the scramble
Yeah,
button.
if it's gonna
because
hold
you,
it, put it in it.
You might as well just have all of the boost in it if it's gonna hold it.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. That makes sense. You should just have your tune right in the get go.
Yeah. I get that. Yeah. And if you already had a bump button in your car, then you might as well just make it into a scramble. But you don't have one, and I don't think you need one with with the kind of racing you do.
Well, and I had, you know, a couple guys were like, "Why don't you just bump in?" I'm like, "I don't want to fucking
Why
bump.
bump
wanna
in? I don't
bump
get
in.
that shit. I mean,
it's one less thing I have to do.
If your car is going to be as lazy it is right now, I get it.
might have
But
to,
I don't
but-
think it's going to be. And
worst
when
case,
it's
put a
not,
50 shot through the fucking turbine.
yeah, I don't. I really, it's gonna spool up. We'll get it to spool up very quickly.
We're right there with this converter. We'll go out,
Yeah.
make some hits,
I'll help. We'll help.
piss
Me
some
and
old
Jesse
people
will help
off,
you.
and see what happens.
Get it to spool up right. I don't think you're gonna need to. I really don't. especially
I
with
think
that
we're right-
motor that
we're
you have
right
in there
there.
right now, because it's got flat tops in it and stuff, right? Yeah, fuck, that thing's gonna light that turbo off quick as fuck. I'm
Yeah, no,
sure of it.
It's good. I think with the new converter and she's gonna haul ass. I think the better they're putting Hoosiers on it. I had Goodyears, and up top it kind of wanted to kick loose, but they were broke in. They had like probably 30 passes
Yeah.
on them.
Sorry, you were saying you learned a lot. I want to hear about those.
Last weekend I went to the double divisional and worked in the tech trailer for NHRA.
Mm-hmm.
Where at Topeka?
Yeah, Topeka.
Okay.
So double divisional means it's a 4-day event, but it's 2 separate races. So the guys don't have to go anywhere; they're already there.
Mm-hmm.
And they can enter both races and not travel thousands of miles to the
Right.
next race. So I learned a lot about fuel testing for all the race gas except for E85 and there's Q16. We didn't test any of that. I tested nitro and alcohol because I had top alcohol cars
Right.
there.
So you have to test the team's fuel that they bring.
Right after
No.
you get off a pass, they make you
Yeah.
put it in a cup and bring it
No
up to
shit.
them, and then because if you
But how do you know they're taking it out of their
the
car?
the winner has to test, right?
No,
Or both cars,
so all the qualifying passes, after each qualifying pass, they test.
right?
And they pop the hood and there's a test
so they have to
valve.
pull into the
Yeah, they
testing area,
yeah.
and then they sample the fuel.
They do
Yeah,
that
right
shit on
there.
bracket races too.
Yeah.
all the
So,
time.
All 4 qualifiers have to be tested, and then the winner of each race gets tested.
No
so,
shit.
Mm-hmm.
so stock. I want to say stock eliminator. Don't quote me on this.
Yeah.
Comp eliminator has to get tested. All the top alcohol cars get tested.
I learned about that too recently.
Yeah,
I
it
didn't-
was
Dude, that
really
nitro
cool.
meth shit's fucking crazy.
But we had to test alcohol cars with a hydrometer. So it's a test tube, a beaker about this tall, and then you stick I don't know what the technical term is, but it's like a rod with numbers on it, and it floats, and it gives you a readout of the percentage of alcohol.
Is there something in the rod? Is there like
Just a piece of paper. It
of
floats.
paper.
It's
like testing pH level?
kind of, but it just floats in the fluid.
No
So
shit.
and then, however far it sticks up out of the surface of the fluid, that's the amount of alcohol.
So is there a tolerance
Yeah.
if they're above or below?
Yeah, and everything's temperature based. So it's whatever the temperature at the fuel is at the time of testing, there's a window, and it's 25 thousandths.
So they get disqualified if they're above.
No,
it or-
so if what we're testing for is hydrocarbons mainly to see if they're cheating, but it's also testing the fuel to make sure it's good. And we had three guys have bad fuel,
but they don't get disqualified for having bad fuel if they win.
no. So what we'll do is we'll have them bring all of their fuel at their pit to the trailer, and we test it all. And there was one guy that had 1 can of good fuel, but the whole car had to get flushed. He had to throw the old stuff away.
God damn.
And the cause behind it was, there's electric pumps guys buy to put in their 5-gallon cans. That's how he stored his fuel. So it was leaking. It was
So it got
vaping the
moisture
fuel.
in it, and
It was vaping the octane.
what kind
off.
of fuel was it?
C12.
T12.
C11 and C12 is really, really bad about vaping off in a short amount of time.
What
Is-
octane? What level
So how is that-
112,
112.
111.
How is that making it? Wouldn't that make it slower? Getting moisture
Yeah, but
in the
he's-
fuel.
He's saying it's not. There's not
If
getting
there's
disqualified.
water in it, yes. But if
Yeah.
if it's vaping the octane off, it's hard to tell if it's making it slower. But what happened is we had a guy test C12, VP12, and instead of being ambient air temp 90, 100 degrees or whatever, it was 50 degrees because the octane was vaping off. So it chilled the fuel just naturally.
Huh.
But it also didn't test. It didn't
So
get
you
into the
can't.
window.
And those
That's
you can't
fucking
cool you can't cool your fuel.
They do have. You can do fuel coolers, that, like the old Moroso, but hardly
Well, I was
anybody
just saying
runs them.
because I learned this recently too because I realized how hardcore bracket guys are. They fucking put their fuel on ice to cool the shit down before it goes in there. They're changing their all the coolant out of their radiator every fucking pass. Shit's crazy. All to run a 1046 or whatever the hell it is. I'm like, Jesus.
Or they have Chili Willies, the big fucking ice chest that runs water through the motor and stuff.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It'll cool a motor off. Say it's 200 degrees, it'll cool it off to 90 degrees in less than 5 minutes.
That's fucking crazy. Man.
Jimmy's brother was running out there. I don't know what kind of car, what he runs, but
That's
he blew it up, and they had to put a motor in it. They put a motor in like less than an hour or something like that. They had a motor out and put a new motor in it, had it running.
That's like a top sportsman car.
Yeah.
Those are badass
Yeah,
cars.
I know we were.
He's fucking serious.
Yeah.
We were
But,
standing
yeah.
in the middle at H-Town. You know, you smell fuel and whatever, and fuel hits you in the face when they're doing the burnout and shit. But, dude, some guy pulled up there and did a burnout, and dude, everyone's eyes were burning. Like, yeah, it's nitro meth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like M5 or something like
yeah,
that.
it's like, and a lot of guys
Dude,
don't. You don't see a
nitro-
lot of guys running on the street.
I've never handled nitro at all, and
Pretty dangerous, apparently.
it is dangerous if you're stupid with it. But it's got a weird, funky smell to it. It's
Really?
hard to describe. It's not.
I don't think I've ever smelt it when it was just like
in liquid form.
yeah.
So I'd take a sniff of it. It's almost like you remember those old fucking like
Did you go?
Sharpie markers, like the big metal.
Oh yeah.
That's almost what it smells
No
like.
shit.
Oh, man, great.
Yeah.
Where you going? In the
Fucking
back?
hell.
Yeah, when you're a kid, you're like. That's almost what it
Let me
smells
just-
like.
yeah.
Yeah, it was.
The one with the ball in it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you would do that.
What?
You're a.
Me?
You need to make that a short.
That's a good one.
Fucking shake weight master over here.
God damn it. I got
Well, I know
caught.
like Chief talks about mixing nitro with. I don't know what he showed you what
Yeah.
he was doing. I don't know what he was mixing it with. He was mixing it with something.
Methanol,
Yeah,
is what
I
they
think-
cut nitro with. I met
Some crazy
Bruno
shit.
Massel.
Bruno Mars.
No, Massel.
That's where I thought he was going
Oh.
with it. And I was like, how the fuck?
He was like 24 karat magic in the air.
Who's that? Some famous bracket
You met
racer?
that shit and
Yeah, he's on TV and stuff.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Super cool guy.
Never heard of him.
2J.
How was
Winter Hood 2J.
No shit.
How's Cotton Swab? Was he in his best on his best behavior? I bet. Or is
Cotton,
he?
I didn't have an issue with Cotton Swab, but Travis, that guy got fucking cranked. He was pissed.
Is that the track
At
manager?
you or just
Yeah.
mad?
Huh?
At you or just in?
There was
just
an-
in general.
So there's 3 accidents. The first accident, somebody went through the nets.
Oh,
Fucking
fuck.
stock car, super stock. You know, they go like 130 or something, 120. Went through the nets, brakes failed or something.
Damn.
But there was a guy standing in the way, and he was laying on the horn. He's like, "Get the fuck out of the way!" I'm like,
Jesus.
Sorry, Dad.
he come back. I was like, he goes, "I'm not yelling at you." I'm like, "I know, like you're good."
Yeah, you better not be, bitch. I'm fucking going off.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
So that's the track manager.
Yeah,
So I guess
I'd be like,
is
how's
that
it-
his full time job? Is that
Yeah.
track?
Maybe he's
Okay.
stressed out because he's going to be losing his job soon.
I don't probably, but Travis is generally a pretty nice guy. I've never had an issue with him,
Yeah, well,
but I think he was just going full tilt the whole fucking time, and he was everywhere, all over that track.
Yeah, I could see that though. Like like when I go to H Town, there's just so many fucking people. It's people in the middle and the way, and you know
there's not that many fucking people there.
Well, there's no
It was
one
just
in that.
looky loos in the way.
Huh?
It was looky loos. They were waiting to see the car come back to see, like anybody does. They rubberneck it in an accident.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the fucking accidents on the other lane of traffic, and this lane slowing down.
Just look.
Yeah.
Yep.
Huh?
What happened?
Dad? I swear that was my dad.
Jesus Christ. Yeah,
It was cool.
good times.
It was
Yeah,
like
that's
a
dope.
damn good learning experience though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it was a good
Do you,
time.
do you think you could bracket race?
Just any of us?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I can bright. And any of
No,
us
I
can-
mean, like, would you want to? Where's
yeah,
the
I
deal?
would. I mean, I wouldn't prefer it, but I would. Like that's a fucking great segment because I wanted to talk about this today. Is if you haven't watched it yet, Gen 2 Garage, which is Tommy and Allison of the Street Racing Channel, they have their own channel, and Allison, she has a Dart. It's got a 340 small block Mopar in it. I think it's like turbo 350 trans, and It's not. I mean, it runs like 1240s, like high 1240s, low
Yeah,
1250s
it's
on
good for her
motor.
to,
Yeah.
get in the
And
car,
her dad's a huge bracket racer. Bill, old man, used to be a bracket racer back in the day, and so it's kind of a family thing, right? And it's a really good way to learn racing. Like, gets you a lot of track time. You can learn how to cut a light properly. It teaches you. It gets you very comfortable behind the seat. If you are doing it, I imagine it's pretty fun.
Oh yeah.
If you're watching it, not as much, unless you know the person that's racing. I think
Yeah,
that's
can't.
fun. Like if you're
It's like watching baseball.
if your family member or your best friend is out there,
Soccer.
then it could be exciting because you're
Yeah.
cheering them on.
Well, it's always
But-
fun. Like when
Yeah.
like when I go to races, like if one of you were racing, I would be more out.
Right.
Hey, let's go help. Let's go help the homies out. or
Exactly.
something. But just
Versus
going there
just
and kind of
going.
watching. It's kind of
Yeah.
like
Well, even then,
I do love watching
Yeah.
street racing and racing.
heads
in
up
general.
racing is a lot more fun to watch as a spectator than a bracket race. But if you're doing it, I can see where that get really exciting. But anyway, in the video, she's new, to it, and I mean this girl, watch it. It's the last one in
She
the
cuts some fucking
thumbnail.
good
It goes, it's boyfriend versus girlfriend because
Yeah.
Tommy
I didn't
entered
watch
pro
that
and they
one
race each other. You haven't watched it yet? Okay. I don't want to know if I
You
want to
can-
spoil it.
you can
Spoil
spoil
it.
it.
Okay, spoiler alert, but you should go watch it. She runs a perfect pass. 0-0-0 on the light.
God damn.
Dead on.
Well, she's been good
dial
at-
in with
yeah.
a 0.
That's perfect.
It's
She's good on the light. She's been
well,
good
she's
on the light.
she kind of, but not compared to this. Watch
For
this.
her experience
She made
level.
leaps and bounds. I mean, she was cutting like 013, 004, 029, 013,
Goddamn.
015 on the light every single pass, and she went to the semis and sportsman, and then went to round 4 in pro. She double booked. They broke out. They both lost first round, and then they bought back and then went back in. And it's I had a smile on my face from beginning to end of that video because you're just like, cheering for her, and then on top of that, Bill, his mom passed away recently, which rest in peace. You can tell it took a toll. It's going to take a toll on anybody.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he's been down in the dumps lately, and he was just had a smile on his face, ecstatic. And I even pointed out, I commented on it. Like 35 minutes in, she got done running something. He's almost tearing up because he's so proud of her, which is his boy's girlfriend,
Yeah,
Right.
soon to be
And
daughter-in-law.
his arm, I saw it in the video. He's sitting there talking to her because he just read the time slip. She just beat somebody because she whopped the throttle at the end and cut some dude loose, and his arm was just goosebumps the whole way because he had chills of how exciting it was. It was, and it was a great experience, and that was like motivation to me. Is like especially on like that car, how much fun I could have with
just
my
being around
wife.
it,
Of like building that little LS3, making a little hoppity a little NA motor that just have tons of fun, and we go out, and how much fun I'd have of watching her race. And it's not.
It's fun. It's fun helping.
And bracket
It
it's such a good experience to learn, and so I think I'd have fun. I'd have fun doing it. I
It
think
is
it'd
fun.
be
I've done it before. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so I would.
I
I'd do
just
it.
don't like the ones where they build like cars that will go like some stupid fast number, then they dial them back.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't
Super
want a
gas
bracket
and
car
super
that
comp.
runs like 580s or 5. Yeah, unless it's something like that. But like when you're entering like pro and you got a dude that's running 880 in pro, and then you're racing a car that's going like 580s. I don't know. I mean, there's tons of skill to all that. I'm not all respect
It's
to
just
it,
how
but
you raise up.
I don't know.
I'm just always been into grudge racing.
I hate
It's-
throttle stops.
Yeah, throttle stops is gay as fuck.
Yeah.
It's just
Stupid. You talk super gas.
like race the
comp.
class above you.
It takes it out.
Super comp, super gas. 990 is super gas. 890 super comp. Throttle stops on all those cars. They will go 990 at like 165 miles an hour. It's how stupid they are.
Yeah.
It's like, and they're all, and the super gas cars, those are the ones that or like Corvettes and Camaros, and they have the roofs cut off of them, so they can look over and see where the other guy is.
Yeah.
And
At that point, it loses it for me. I
yeah,
can't.
it's
I
too
don't get into
technical. It's
that.
not as fun.
I feel like it's
it takes all
fun.
the skill.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of the skill.
It
out
takes
of
a lot of skill to build. Okay, I'm gonna put this car together to run this fucking number. And then it does. It's like, god damn.
I think in the amateur level, but it doesn't even. You don't even necessarily need to be amateur because there's guys out there that's been doing it for 40 years. That's got a 79 Firebird with a 400 in it that runs 1120s, but he doesn't have a throttle stop. Everything is by skill. I mean, he's got the car dialed in where it runs the same number every time, wide open throttle,
no matter what.
Yes, and that's cool to me. And he has 5 numbers at the end of the track where the car runs in 1125, but he dials in 1130, so he can cut you off at the end. And that's all strategy at that point. But I agree with you. Once you start putting the throttle stop on it, you're gay.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Because you can, the throttle stop, you set a timer on the on the throttle stop, and it will launch the car for you. You let off the trans brake, and it's counting down.
Yeah.
So you can guess the light. You're almost cutting a perfect light all the time. It's doing it for you.
Yeah.
It's.
I don't know. Like I've thought about it a lot. Like how did, because you go to the track, you see the index racers, you see the bracket racers, and then you watch all the, like I watch Street Outlaws, I watch all that shit, and it's just like, how did I get into where I'm at today? Because I'm like, I just love street racing.
I think
I don't know if it's the thrill or if it's
for sure. I think it's the adrenaline. I mean, you get an adrenaline rush from any kind of racing.
Even out testing, like the first pass down, I'm nervous.
Yeah, something about going on a street is a different kind of it. It's a dip. There's 2 reasons, I think. One is it's a different kind of thrill. Like it's, because there's a lot riding on it. There's a lot of risk behind it, which gives you a lot behind it. But I think 2 is like the accessibility of it. Like you can do it. Like we can go out right now and back my car out and go make a hit. It doesn't, like, it's all about, it's there. It's ready to go. It's all, it's very nerve wracking and, things like that. And, for a while too. I mean, when you're starting off, not as much now, but back then it was easier to start. Like it's very much more easier to start too. Like you can go out with a bolt-on LS1 car and
just race
like beat a lot of people and have fun. Where you go to the track with a bolt-on LS1 car, you're gonna get your fucking shit pushed in 2 seconds by some guy. A guy that's been racing forever or whatever. I think a bet. What was that?
I don't know.
It was like a scream.
What the again? It's a cat burglar.
What did it sound like?
Going around
Sound like a bobcat.
I think it is.
Those things are fucking.
They're out there. I keep seeing it on the Baser page. The Baser Bobcats are
We're
out.
in the Bobcat territory, man.
Those things are creepy as fuck when they scream like that.
I'm gonna have to go get the Glocky.
Yeah, you
Wouldn't it be so fucking good for this podcast would go so bad
I
with
get
a
my dick
Bobcat up here?
fucking bit off or something by a Bobcat. That would be terrible.
I would blast that fuck. I'd unload all 15 rounds in that bitch. Are you kidding me? Right here on the podcast.
You're gonna need a shotty. A little shotgun action on that bitch.
Nah,
Look
I'll
like
get
Johnny Appleseed.
Nah, I'll just get the Glock.
Hopefully it's not fucking tagged.
Why?
Well, like sometimes. Well, it's
what's gonna happen?
It'd be self-defense.
We throw it in the back of the truck.
We're on fucking camera.
Well, we won't put that in the.
No, we
won't put that in there. We'll be like, don't worry, we called the game warden.
And he's over here talking. I'm gonna empty the whole fucking mag in it.
If a fucking Bobcat came up here, it's.
Dude, you remember that one video? It was just like what we're talking about. Is you hear this scream? I was like, what in the fuck? And this Bobcat comes out of nowhere and attacks this dude's fucking wife. Yeah. And then he like yeets it across the fucking yard.
Dude. Okay, so Bobcat comes in here. What's the first thing we're grabbing? Hedge clippers?
That was a dude.
Is it my kid?
No,
or is it from out there?
It's not.
It was from out there.
It's out there.
Okay, it's probably a kid.
I'm gonna grab that fucking bleach. I'm gonna fucking
pour bleach on it.
Drink it, motherfucker! Drink the bleach!
Hold this white dog shit.
Yeah, hold its eyes wide open. You like that?
And then we're gonna hold it, and I'm gonna turn the car on. We're gonna 2-step it. Bang, 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 bang. Never come in here ever again. And then send it back out. Learn your lesson and stay out of the community.
You know what? The one thing I learned about these fucking neighborhoods though is shit echoes like a
Oh
motherfucker.
yeah,
Yeah.
you kidding me? The whole
remember
neighborhood's
we were
having a
unloading your-
conversation about me letting alone the clip on a Bobcat.
I remember we were unloading this thing and we were like sliding the ramps out of the trailer. It was just like you just hear it's like bam,
So
you're like,
loud.
God
Yeah.
damn. Well then so I put that offer in at that house in Leavenworth.
Okay.
And the neighbors are pretty close. You know, my mom's
Yeah.
like, "You're gonna get arrested. Your car is so fucking loud." I was like, "Mom, I lived in the suburbs of Baser with a nitrous car, and I'd start that bitch up at 3 in the fucking morning, and no one ever called the fucking cops.
Yeah, I don't care.
I think it'll be okay." The turbo car is it's pretty loud, really, 5-inch exhaust, but
Oh yeah.
it ain't zoomies loud.
No.
But it's pretty fucking funny.
No.
But you wouldn't think it echoed that loud.
No.
I guess it bounces off all the houses, I guess, but it's fucking
Yeah.
wild.
It's like driving next to a concrete wall.
Yeah,
That's my favorite because you can hear the car really good.
I like doing the Cummins.
Yeah.
This is a better solution.
What are you doing, buddy?
Got a daggum Bobcat in here.
That's a better solution.
It's a Bob dog.
just invite him out here. He fucking Bobcat up.
Yeah, he would. You ever hear that Joe Rogan story of his dog killing like 10 coyotes?
Yes.
Or I don't know how many it was. It was
Well,
a lot.
There's two different stories. He's had one where
I know.
he has a story about his dog, but then there was another story,
Maybe
and
it
it
was
was just
someone else's
it was just
dog.
another story where their dog ran off and then came home and it was a pit and it was covered in like cuts and bruises and shit. And then he like followed the blood back and then found like 10 coyotes just completely destroyed.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. That was a dog.
Yeah, probably.
We're gonna get this bag of food here, boy.
What is it, Fido?
You got a big head.
Yeah, I'm
Your
pretty-
tail is fucking.
Yeah, I'll
dangerous.
get hit
That
my knee
motherfucker
and I'll
hurts.
cry.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. I know. I got hit. He's been pissing me the fuck off because every time I walk down the stairs, he like comes up behind me and brushes up against my leg, so my knee will collapse while I'm like going down the stairs. I'm like, ah! My wife's like, what? And I'm like, your fucking dog is.
What are you doing?
Srock, sit down, you hoe.
Doing.
Yeah. Okay.
He's joking.
Okay.
What are you doing, meathead?
Okay.
Are you
People
meathead?
say they're dangerous.
Did you guys see there's a Gran Turismo movie that
Really?
came out? Yeah.
Huh.
I saw an ad on YouTube today and it's a Gran Turismo movie and I read the like caption of what the movie's about and it's about a guy who was playing I saw a video game player like turn racer basically like somebody who was
Oh yeah.
a video game player,
Okay,
and
I've
then
seen that. I've seen
like
that.
he learned how to race, which
I guess it's a true story.
I don't doubt that a bit. I think I've told it. I mean, okay. First of all, this is gonna like you have to. Okay, like basketball. I play, and there's a UFC fighter that's told us that they tell a story where he developed a kick because playing a UFC video game. Like he developed moves by doing that. Like obviously he had tons of natural ability to be able to even perform that, but he's like dialed it in from like he was trying certain combinations and certain moves on the game, and then he implemented it into his actual, game. So, but no, I remember like I played like NBA like fucking 2K5 or some shit when I was a little kid, and I'm like I slowed down replayed watching like LeBron shoot a jumper or something. I'm like, so then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go outside now and go practice that for him. That shit helps. So it's not like hitting the correct line on a certain track, you know, like you go out and replicate that same line, drive that same line, you know. You probably can go pretty damn fast. Everything's probably pretty similar.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then I also saw, I don't know if you guys played any video games when you were younger, like PlayStation or anything. Did you?
Yeah,
You guys ever played Twisted Metal before? This was like I mean, they have
Yeah.
newer ones, but
Is that
I
their
played
robot
like
game?
PlayStation 1. No, it's like
No.
there's like different vehicles and they have like weapons, and then you just
I think so.
you just fuck each other up basically. Did you ever play Twisted Metal? There's a TV show
What are you
that's
doing?
Twisted Metal on like Peacock or something like that. Maybe or
Yeah,
maybe it's
it's either
Paramount or
Peacock or
something.
Netflix.
But Jimmy was actually telling me about it. I'm like, well, let me tell you something. I played a. Okay, Ciroc, sit your ass down. Sit. Stay there. Just stop with your tail. I'm gonna kick your ass. I guess it's
So excited.
kind of based off of the
Come here. Sit
game.
down.
So, have you watched it? Are you guys watching any TV shows right now?
MTV shows?
Any TV shows?
Not really. He's kind of chilling.
Hit
What
me
are you
right
doing?
in the
He's
fucking knee.
fine. Look at him. Here's your boy.
You don't watch any TV series?
Very seldom.
None.
Street Outlaws.
You ain't got no
Mega Cash Days.
boo to watch it with right now.
No.
Oh. No mommy.
Starting your TV show.
Mommy? No MILFs. No MILFs running around right now.
I spilled all over my Flying H shirt.
Dang it.
God damn it! The track's fucking coming together. They got all the walls, are pretty much gonna be finishing up all the walls.
This week.
Everything's on track still, so it's fucking exciting. They signed since we've last talked. Heartland Park, as everybody and their fucking mom has seen, Heartland Park has they lost the NHRA event, which big surprise. And then
last year
they
for it.
put out their sob story of why Shawnee County sucks. Which here's my take on it. I'll just go ahead and speak on it. The one thing I'll say,
calm down.
which I just talked to them a little bit ago about it, is they're asking for. There's people that'll say, oh well, Mars is across the street, which people don't. Mars makes like M&Ms and Milky Ways and Snickers. I don't know what they'll say. They make all kinds of candy. Yeah, candy basically. And the Shawnee County, which is where Topeka is, gave them. They don't pay pretty much anything in taxes. They gave them a huge. Go ahead and leave his ass in there. Gave them a huge tax break. Basically, they don't pay any taxes, and they're saying, "Well, you didn't give anything to the track." Well, Mars provides like hundreds of jobs to people in the fucking community, and what does Heartland Park to provide to Topeka? Absolutely fucking nothing, because they're not doing any major, like, other than the NHRA event, they're not bringing in any people from the outside to pay taxes in the community. They're not really providing that many jobs. They're not providing a safe space for people in that community to go race, because I mean, they're doing if we're lucky, 2 test and tunes a month, and it's on the same weekend, a Friday and Saturday night, every single month. Later on this year, I did see like September, they have a few more like during the month, but they're only doing like one weekend. Actually, in August there is 0 test and tunes at Heartland Park, so they're not providing the community any kind of service for that. I'm not going to sit here and just keep beating up Heartland Park, but they lost the NHRA event. But immediately after, guess what was announced? Jesse, you want to say? Who got the NHRA event? NHRA event now.
Flying H.
Hell yeah. So, not surprised.
No.
Good for them, though.
I saw it coming.
Yeah, I think everyone did. I said it in a text message like immediately after, like, Flying H will get it or they're about to get it.
Yeah.
Which, good. I mean, that's great. I think that's it's nice that it's staying local and not moving to another state, because that's a huge event. And we've said it before in the podcast, but if you've never been to an NHRA event where they're running Top Fuel, then if you don't even like cars, you should experience it, because that shit is crazy. I mean, it's
the whole
insane
fucking
how
ground shakes.
what that feels like. So it's a great thing.
Yeah.
So Flying H has got it going on right now. I'm excited, and I'm getting more like going back to that video today, and I watched it today, but the Gen 2 garage thing that got me. No matter what kind of racing it is, I think watch that video. I mean, I just had a smile on my fucking face. It makes you very excited to go out racing, because it's no matter what level it is, how fun that can be, you know, and just getting out there and having fun, and it makes me even more excited for the racetrack and what the future looks like. Because if Flying H was not being built right now, I would be extremely worried and extremely depressed, I think, about Heartland closing, because I mean, for me, with, I want my boys to be able to grow up and race and have a place to race, and without more track, like the tracks are going away. I mean, every single week here lately, especially, we announced the one in New Jersey. I think like 2 other tracks have announced that they're closing or something at Heartland, and then there was one other one. I think maybe it's 3. Right? Yeah.
Atco was one of them. There was another one, but Wild Horse Pass was going to close, but a driving school took it over to run it as a drag strip too. So that was a close call, but
yeah, Arizona.
Yeah.
Which is fucking thank God. It's like that's great news that there are some that are being saved in that way. But it's if you don't go out, I think that its testament is go out and support them, like in any shape or fashion. I mean, even if, especially when Flying H comes, right? Like, go out and support them. Either go out and race or go out and watch. And I think, hopefully it's a great environment to go out and spend a Friday night or whatever night it is, right? And go out and enjoy it. Because if you're I'm jealous, because if you watch any drag racing video around the country of some of these events or some of these
There's
things,
so many more fucking no prep events.
it looks so fun.
There's so many more no prep events towards like Ohio and that side of the country.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Bitch.
They do they have the one in Osborne, it's US 36, but like that's what a local guy promoting that.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Well, for me, it's kind of
go to Oklahoma.
it's kind of a drive, but
I mean,
Yeah.
an hour and a half, whatever, is fine. An hour and a half, 2 hours, even 3 or 4 hours. But
I want to be
really not
comfortable.
a whole lot close
Yeah.
to us for back half, no prep racing.
Yeah, I think the average person that knows zero about cars can have a good time going to the racetrack and watching people race if the environment's right. Period. Or just, I mean,
Yeah,
it's fun. It's
affordable.
cool. It's affordable. You usually, you can get some beers, get some drinks, get some food, just have a good time, have
Little
friends,
mommies
and
running around,
I think there's opportunities there. I mean, I think everybody goes out and just supports it, and it's a place to go. Right. I mean, obviously everybody needs to be on their best, try to be respectful. I see some other events that are a little bit more wild, more outlaw style tracks everyone's standing on the starting lines and stuff. I want to go see that too, but I don't think Flying H is going to be that because of the size of it. And
I do think I see some of the outlaw tracks and that shit, and I feel like it's pretty fucking dangerous when someone's doing a burnout.
Yeah, but I think it's cool as fuck, and I'm glad because they're doing everything they can to stay alive, and I love it, and that's what it takes. Because if they weren't doing shit like that, they would be dead.
Yeah,
period.
100%.
They have to.
Look at
like
World
that.
of Woods. That's what we're kind of talking about that. That's what we're hitting at anyway.
Yeah,
it's a small ass fucking track.
It's cool.
No, barely any stands. There ain't no big facilities, and I guarantee that place is killing it. They're drawing more attention. They're drawing more attention than a lot of tracks.
Wax on, wax off. Sorry,
You know.
I'm over here just grabbing flies out of air, smacking them off.
Because really, at Heartland, the only thing they had going for them was the Nationals.
Oh, for sure.
Division races.
Yeah.
Division races, bracket
But how
racing.
many people are going to watch that?
Nationals
I didn't see
at,
anybody in the
At
stands.
Heartland?
yeah, not that.
You didn't? Yeah.
No, I didn't see spectators walking around.
Top fuel stuff. There's people that go. To
The
that,
Nationals,
but
it's packed.
I
It's
saw
packed.
the entry list. There's 300 cars entered.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be packed. When we go in there, me, Dad, and Bryce usually go every year, and it's a packed fucking house.
Oh
yeah.
It is. But other than that, they're not trying to attract anyone.
Yeah.
Other than that, you can't just have that place open just for that.
No.
And but oh well. Oh,
Anyway,
well, on to
Flying
the next.
H.
Yep.
Excited. Very excited. Everything's on par. Everything on track. I know I'm repping here.
Yeah.
You know what? Also, okay, I'll stop us. You know what? We all buy a lot of parts. We all order from a lot of different facilities. At least, like a Jegs. Quit sending me fucking stickers, okay? Send me a damn shirt.
Jegs will send you a hat.
Oh, yeah.
Their
they
hats
used
are
to.
fucking ugly. You think I'm wearing one of their hats? No.
Oh, dude.
Sorry, Jimmy, but they're for boomers.
Yeah, 100%.
The yellow Jags hats with the...
Yes, with the J on it. I'd wear the shirt. Give me a black shirt with a J on it. I'll wear that.
Why would you make them so ugly? I don't get
know.
it. Like, they really go out of their way to make it as
No
ugly
one's
as
wearing.
possible.
You don't go to the track. Oh, that guy's got a Jags hat. No.
Jags!
Yeah, he's not wearing them. Or even summer racing. You don't even see the same. They have the same hats.
Oh,
But like,
my God.
so when I ordered the converter, he's like, "What size shirt you wear?" I'm like, you know what?
That's fucking nice.
That's what I'm talking about
I want
right
that
there.
too.
Hell, for even an extra $10, I'll buy a shirt.
Yeah,
with my order.
but
I don't
like-
care.
Thank you. Perfect example. These owners of these small businesses, goddamn, you need to be better salespeople. Like that, all you gotta do. I'm already spending $750 fucking on a Wilson elbow. Say, hey, for $10 more, you want a fucking shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Or just throw a fucking shirt in for my fucking.
That's what I'm saying
paycheck
about
more than my
Jags.
elbow.
Yeah.
I just ordered Slicks, a new fan for the another cooling fan, and the fucking front tire is like $1,300. Where's my fucking shirt?
I think
Am I
they're
on to
making
something or am I on to
I
something?
think you are. I'm telling you, I've said
Instead of free shipping, how about a free T-shirt?
I'm mad at
And same thing with Motion though too. They don't fucking send. They send us shit stickers. They send suckers and fucking stickers. Like,
There's
I got
okay.
enough Motion stickers.
I love Motion, but
I do,
their
but-
stickers are shit. They're like made out of paper.
Yeah,
They're
send me,
the worst
they don't
quality
last.
stickers ever.
But like send me a. I
I
ordered
love
the
Motion.
blow
they're
off
the
valve.
They're probably the best car company, like car-based company in the country. So I'm not talking shit on their products.
but
but
we're
their
talking about
stickers are
sending
shitty.
some shirts out. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Be reasonable with your shirts. Like, I just ordered a fucking Turbo Smart wastegate and a Turbo Smart blow off valve. You should send me a fucking shirt.
Okay, I will say on this, a company that did send me some shit that I appreciate is Maven. I ordered my Maven throttle bracket. It's a little bracket this big. They sent me a microfiber towel with their logo on it and a pin.
Nice.
I thought that was nice.
Yeah.
Better than anything I've ever gotten from any other
Yeah.
company, period.
I know FTI did send me a couple shirts,
That's nice.
and I gave one, or Cody got sent a couple shirts, and he gave me a shirt, something like that. But I feel like, and that's like I've worked for some companies, like for my job,
Mm-hmm.
and the company I work for now, they don't. Here's 20 shirts, that's what they do. But the couple of companies I worked for at the beginning, they had a whole room of shirts and hoodies and whatnot.
You're
They
gonna
would
get me
they would
started.
not fucking give them out.
You're going to get me started.
You should
Thank
be.
you.
It's free advertising.
Thank you. There is not a fucking I'm just going to say right now, because I'm in the customer service business. The car business and customer service is by far the worst I have ever seen, period. And everybody puts up with it and everybody supports it.
Because you can't do because you need parts.
Treat it, I know, but like
know what
some
I
of
mean?
the top engine builders in the world, I'll see in the country, I'll see them post on Facebook. If I don't send you a fucking update, then there's no update. Like bitching about somebody asking about their motor. If any other company in any other industry responded publicly in a Facebook post like that, they would be done. No other business
Would fuck
ever
with
you
you.
put up with that shit ever. But then I go in the comments and there's fucking 56 people applauding him. Yeah, you tell him. Yeah, you should do that. I'm thinking in my head, that is the worst customer service I have ever seen in my entire life. Someone's spending probably 10 grand on a motor or plus.
Or have whatever.
The least thing you could do is tell them,
Hey, we're sick.
pay some fucking old lady to sit there and respond. Hey, Mike, is there any update today on someone? Like, just have a list of your current customers. Like, you're probably only building 20 motors at a time at most, even if it's 30, right? That's not that. How long does it take to send out 30 fucking emails and say, this is your update on your motor?
Yeah, we just bored your motor.
It's not fucking hard. I understand you building the motor. Yeah, you don't have much time. Like, you're doing it yourself. You don't have that much time to do it. But, like, customer service, like, I think Motion does really, really good job on customer service. I think there's certain companies I've seen do really good job on customer service, but I've seen other companies, I think it's just because of the type of people who are in this space. They're like mostly older guys, and mostly rough.
We're right now. Everyone wants everything right now.
Yeah, we don't care as much, but the automotive industry, the customer service is horrible, and everybody puts up with it. So when you have a company like Motion that gives good customer service, it's like, oh my God, they're so amazing. Every company should provide that kind of customer service, because in every industry, every business provides that good customer service, or else they wouldn't be anything.
Well, and too, I feel like, we talk about the shirts and stuff. I feel like if you spend a certain amount of money, you should get a discount on your $25 shirt. If you're spending $1,000 at a company,
Pro One's like that. Pro One Safety.
You should at least. I mean, if you spend $1,000 at a company, you should be getting a fucking shirt.
I think so too.
And that's like when I go do jobs at these facilities. Those guys are like, "Hey, you got any hats?" I'm like, "Well, I can get you some hats. It's gonna be tomorrow. I don't keep them on the truck."
Because they support you.
And then my boss is like, "Oh, I already gave him like 30 hats. And he wants more."
And if anybody that has anything to say, like any negative,
they're just you're repping that company.
It's free fucking advertising, marketing for your company for somebody who has your product on their fucking car, and that person literally wears it around the country. A perfect example. I was inside Price Chopper the other day, and I'm sitting there buying food, and some guy walks by me with a Mincer shirt on. Yeah. I'm like, badass. And it puts Mincer in my head. So if you have merchandise out there and your logo on shit, like, it's free advertising that people are wearing around, and people would love and especially in the automotive industry, that is the tiniest little thing that you could do that puts you above everybody else.
And dude, I'm telling you right now, when you watch Street Outlaws, how many Iski shirts you fucking see?
Yeah, they're doing good.
There's a fucking lot of them. Ooh. And you notice that. You know what I mean? You notice that.
Yeah.
And I feel like free shirts I think
it goes long, and people would be because everybody in the car industry preaches certain names, like they stand behind.
Because you guys surprised if you buy something from somebody and you don't know they're giving you a free shirt, and you get that free shirt, you're like, man, that's fucking cool.
Yeah,
I'm gonna wear that motherfucker.
But if a company in your industry gave you a free shirt, what would you do? Cool. You wouldn't act the same.
It's part of it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's completely
normal.
different. Yeah,
it's normal.
Yeah.
But if the littlest act.
Well, for me, it wasn't normal, and then it happened to me, and I'm like,
right,
this is fucking cool.
But other industries, that's every other industry. But
you got to think too, like my company, they send guys out on service calls and project jobs, and you don't want them wearing a different company's shirt. You better give him 10 fucking shirts. Because when he comes up, he's, oh, I know that guy's with that company. I know that guy's with that company. Because customers look at that and say, oh, if you're working for, say, so-and-so, and you're wearing a different company's shirt, that guy, the hospital might think you're working for that company. But yet you're with this other guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like I said, it's free advertising. You shouldn't have to fucking... I shouldn't have to go to my boss and be like, hey, I need fucking shirts.
People are dropping the ball. That's all I'm saying.
I think so, too.
Somebody should go to a customer service class. Spend a little more time thinking about...
I think, too, like if you go buy a brand new vehicle, you should get some fucking merch.
Okay, well, I will tell you, when we bought the Alpha, we bought it at Aristocrat, and after we bought it, they gave me a bottle of wine, and it's an Aristocrat bottle of wine in a nice-ass case. They gave me, like, a nice keychain, a nice bag. They gave me all kinds of shit while we were there waiting.
Jeeps would come with tents.
They hired a food truck that was paying for all the customers' lunch. We got free lunch while we were there and shit. I'm like, that's dope. I'd go back just for that. You know,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's all about customer service.
Yeah, I think the car industry needs to spend a little bit more fucking time on their customer service because I'm about sick of it. You
telling me Jegs don't make enough money to send everyone a fucking shirt?
It bothers me because I'm in that industry. Like, I'm in that industry, so I know how simple it is. and how nobody puts up with it in any other way. Like if you work in a customer service, like tiniest little shit people freak out about and get upset and complain over, and like that goes like 10,000 times worse in the car community, and then people are like, yeah, like, no, I'm not going to support you shit talking a customer publicly. I'm just not. No matter what the situation is, unless that customer is like the Clearview situation where they're blasting it and it's going all over the place. Again, here's another thing I can't fucking stand.
But there is bad customers.
Right.
You know
but
what I
here's
mean?
the thing I cannot stand, and I don't give a fuck. If you do this, I lose all respect for you. I promise you. There's a company here in Kansas City. I'm going to name it. I don't even care because everybody preaches them like they're the shit, which is Chicane Motorsports.
I've never even heard of them.
They do a lot of European stuff. They do a lot of track stuff. They're good. They do good work.
Never heard of them.
They do good work. They're great. The thing that pissed me off more than anything in the entire world is what I saw is he posted a video. He had a customer's car come in. He had it up on a lift. He's underneath the car. I've seen another company. I won't even mention them. They did the same fucking thing. He's videoing under the car, talking shit and making fun of the guy had like some neon underglow or something under the car. Okay, everybody knows the car community is so severe. Everybody knows, like, there's so many people that know whose car. You can't even show up to a fucking meet ever again without everybody in the community knowing that was your car and you had that work done, and they're going to, like, you're fucked. That is so unprofessional. When I take my car to a shop, that is between me and that shop, and I want it to be private. I don't want my whole fucking car on public display for you to talk shit on with everybody. I don't give a fuck if I did it or the person before me did it or what. I don't want it broadcasted, and I see that constantly. I've seen multiple companies here in Kansas City, some of the biggest ones, and I guarantee you already know the name of them. I've seen them talk shit on people's cars, a Camaro, a Corvette, or whatever, and say
everyone's always talking shit.
They're talking shit on. The fucking people are paying you thousands of dollars to work on their shit and you to fix it and do it right, and you're gonna put them on blast and fucking record it, and everybody's gonna know whose car that is one day, and you're gonna be embarrassed about that. I'm fucking sick and tired of that shit, and I'm sorry, I gotta fucking say it. And Chicane,
I don't know.
They do great work, right? But listen to me. Think about that shit and put yourself in the position of that customer's shoes when they go to a fucking car meet and everybody sees that car and they're like, oh, that's the fucking car with the ghetto ass freaking underglow under it. It's so unprofessional. Yeah. That's all I got to fucking say about it. I'm tired of seeing that shit. Yeah, and I seen it today. I see it every day.
Too many people judge each other.
I see it every day.
Like, who cares if your car's pink or whatever? You know, it's what he likes. It's what she likes. Whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They try to make it as like a public service.
Worry about your fucking self.
I just think that should be a private conversation between you and the client.
Yeah, if it's a safety thing, like, hey, your drive shaft's falling apart or this isn't done right.
It's not for everybody else to laugh about and joke about and make fun of and everybody roast that person. Have that conversation with the client and be like, this is not safe and we need to fix this. And that's your job. The car's there.
Or hey, your underglow's falling off and it's going to get caught under your wheel and it could cause you a wreck or something stupid.
Then, you think about it, it's like, well, okay, did they clear it with the customer to post that video? No. Well, even if the guy said yes, they cleared it, I don't know that. And what I'm thinking is the last thing I ever want to do is take my car to that customer or to them, because what if he finds something on my car he's going to make fun of? Anyway, I'm done. I had to rant that shit out because it pisses me off more than anything in the freaking world. Yeah. Anyway.
I have to get going.
Yeah, we're good. We'll wrap this motherfucker up.
What time is it?
Like 9:30.
Oh, fuck.
God damn!
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll end this bitch. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. If you ain't subscribing.
You ain't vibing.
All right.